Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today, well, it's Saturday for one thing, which means that we are going to try a puzzle that is a non-sudoku puzzle today. This one on the screen is called Meidjuizy. It's by Lizzie01. Now, Lizzie01 is a brilliant setter, but I know Lizzie01 as a brilliant setter of Sudoku puzzles. So I think this might be the first puzzle we've done of Lizzie01's on the channel, and this is a version of, I want to say, is it called Meidjuluk or something, which is a Glum Hippo invention. So we're going to have to divide the grid into regions where you can only put, and you have to put numbers in regions, and they can only be factors of the size of the regions. It's a strange rule. But apparently this is a rather wonderful puzzle. Actually, Mark tested this and really liked it. So I'm going to have a look at it in a moment or two's time. I'll read you the rules. Then. Now, what do I have to tell you about before then? Well, firstly, our Patreon competition for the month of September has now finished. So no more entries, please. Very well done to all those of you who managed to make your way through, I should say, the many sandwich Sudokus that formed part of the Hollywood Lunchbox Sudoku pack. We have had hundreds of correct entries, and we'll draw the winner very soon. And imminently, there will be video solutions for those of you who are $3 patrons and above available. So if you did get stuck, worry not. Hopefully enlightenment will soon be upon you. Now, what else? I've got loads of birthdays today. Well, I've got loads of birthdays and other sorts of celebrations and congratulation announcements to do today. So why don't we do those? Callie, you've turned 25 today. I know this because your husband Zeb wrote to us. I think the two of you are in Kansas City, Missouri. And I was intrigued that the two of you sort of trade Sudokus that you make for each other. And I think Zeb has made you a Sudoku, which will help you unlock a cryptex. Maybe the cryptex contains your present. I don't know, but Callie, I'm delighted to hear of all this puzzle making going on in your household, and I hope you not only get a cryptex present, but a splendid amount of chocolate cake today. Next, Armin, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your dad. I'm going to say Cave. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Could be Caver, but I think Cave is more likely. Well, your dad wrote to us and said that you sort of watch as a family and solve together on big screen TV. So fantastic, Armin. I hope you have an absolutely great birthday today. Greta, it's your 23rd birthday today, and I know this because your friend Sam wrote to us and said that the two of you have bonded over solving Sudoku that appear on the channel together, and you've basically, now Sam is totally obsessed with Sudoku. So Greta, thank you for your role in that, and I hope you have a great birthday today with chocolate cake, of course. Next, Callum, your friend Phoebe wrote to me and said, could I congratulate you on 4 months of sobriety? I will do that, absolutely. I know a little bit about this subject from friends and family. So Callum, I know what an incredible thing that is. So very well done, and keep it going, my friend. Congratulations. And then. Well, I suppose it is really a birthday, actually, but it's a birth. A birth. Clover has been born, and huge congratulations to Andrew over there in California, who constructs under the name Chef of Death. Some of you may have seen Chef of Death's puzzles. The arrival of your daughter, you wrote the most charming, completely in love would be how I would describe Andrew, and Andrew was kind enough to send us a picture of little Clover, and she is an absolutely beautiful baby. So, Andrew, you and your fiance, many congratulations. I liked your line about you've never been so happy to be this exhausted. Congratulations, my friend. Now, let's turn our attention to Meidjuizy. It sounds a bit like that Ali G. What did he used to call his girlfriend? Meidjuluk. Meidjuluk. Anyway, let's get Ali G out of our minds and try and do Meidjuizy by Lizzie01. These are the rules. Divide the grid into 12 regions, one of each size, 1 to 12. Let's actually just check that we've got the right size. Actually, I don't know the triangle number for 12. I know the triangle number for 9, which is a secret I share with only my favourite people. But it's going to be, what is it, 33 plus 45, the secret. Yeah, that feels right. 78. And there's 2 black squares in this. So how big is this diagram? 10, I think I get across there. Well, that makes sense. If these aren't part of regions, let me read the rest. Our black cells are not in regions, so that makes sense. Okay, so we've got to fill the white cells in this grid with regions, one of each size 1 to 12, and that will get us to 78 cells, and there are 78 white cells, so that makes sense. A region may not contain repeated numbers, and it may only contain factors of its size, e.g., a region of size 6 may contain any combination of 1, 2, 3, and 6, including none of them. Okay. In this puzzle, enter a number into each cell with an arrow. Other cells remain empty. Okay. That number must equal the number of cells belonging to its own region seen in a straight line in the corresponding direction, not counting itself, before the first cell outside the region or the edge of the grid. Oh, and that's it. That's all the rules. So let's look at that square. So that square, let's give it a colour. That square, the number we put in here would count how many green cells, so how many cells in this region there are in this direction, not including itself. So if that square was not in this region, that could be 1 or 2, could it then? Is that how I read that? Number into each cell. Number must equal the number of cells belonging to its own region, seen in a straight line, not a... Yes, so because this is not green, but either of those could be green, I think that cell could be a 1 or a 2. I think. That might be wrong. If I'm wrong, we're about to discover well, I'm about to look like a plonker. Rodney, you plonker. Right, anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I don't know whether to start with... there's a couple of things we could do here, isn't there? In fact, I think I'm going to take low-hanging fruit, because I can see low-hanging fruit. That square must be a 1. I can't write 0 in. 0 is not a factor of anything. Yeah, I think that must be a 1. Enter a number into each cell with an arrow. So this cell is part of a region, and the only numbers I'm allowed to write into regions are factors of the size of the region. Yeah, I can't write 0 in. So that must be a 1, and that square must be purple, is where I think what we're being told there. So that square must be a 2. I think that must be true. Because clearly some number of cells in this direction must be in this one's region. And given these are the same colour, this must also be the same colour. So I think there's a bit of a gimme there. What's that then? That's an interesting cell, surely. Because that cell, well, let's say, could that be purple? If it's purple, we can't... Yeah, if this is purple, we can't repeat the same number in purple, so this would be at least a 3. But there aren't 3 cells in this direction. So that's a new colour. Now also, how could this square be in the green region, but not in the purple region? That's in that. Well, oh, actually, no. Hang on a minute. I have to be careful here, because I was immediately going to write that off as impossible, which is probably true if the maximum size of a region is 9 cells. But could you actually do that? 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm so wrong. I am so wrong. Good grief. Okay, yeah. That cell could be green. But I still think there would be a problem. How would we orthogonally connect? Yeah, I mean, actually, no, there would be a problem, wouldn't there? It depends what this is. No, okay, so if this was green, that would have to be purple, so that we could sort of make a purple region without, like that. I don't think we could have a checkerboard. If that was green as well, we couldn't simultaneously attach purple there and then attach this green to there, because we'd have to go through purple. So we can't have checkerboards. But that doesn't prevent... Well, it means this is a 1 or a 2, but we can't... Sorry, I think this was not where we were meant to look. This is not actually... this is not actually proved profitable. That square must be a 1. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pick off the cells near the edge. I'm not necessarily saying that this isn't green, but it seems very unlikely to be green, but certainly these two are in the same region. That, you see, this is awkward, isn't it? Because my natural reaction as I'm solving this is that I can't put more than one 1 into a row or column, but that's nonsense, I think. Because 1 is going to be a factor of every region size. How many arrows have we got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23. 23 arrows. And I've no idea how many factors there are. If we factor all the numbers from 1 to 12, we could have... Well, how should we do that? 1 is a factor of all of them. So that's 12. That's 12 factors. 2 is a factor of 6 of them. So that's 18 factors. 3 is a factor of 4 of them. That's 22. 4 is a factor of 3 of them. That's 25. 5 is a factor of 2 of them. 5 and 10. So where am I now? 27. 6 is a factor of 2 of them. 6 and 12. 29. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 is another 6 factors, where a 7 can't be a factor of more than 1 region. 7 in fact can only be in the region of size 7 as a factor of that region. So 35. There are 35 factors that are possible, and only 23 are used. That is an awful lot of freedom. Right, okay, so that doesn't help us. I think what we've got to do is do region building then. So this is a 1 or a 2. So let's find all the arrows that are sort of quite close to the edge. Do we know? No, we don't. Oh, well, no, we do. That must be green. Ah, hang on. Okay, yeah, so I'm coming back to this area of the grid. This is important, I think. How could that not be green? If it's looking in this direction, and if this was, say, orange, or indeed purple, then this should be a 0. It doesn't matter if there's... Or does it? Does it? What about if you skip out? Yeah, the first cell. It's the difference to the first cell. So that doesn't work. This needs to see this arrow here is forcing these two squares to be the same. So now we can't have a checkerboard. We worked that out because that's impossible. So in fact, this is a 1. And this is at least a 2 because we can't repeat 1 in the green region. So that must also be green. Gosh, this is a strange puzzle. What's that then? Oh, well, that could be a 1. This one could be a 1 and just sit in here. And then what's the maximum size of that? So that's 2 or 3. And it's probably very difficult for this not to be purple now, isn't it? Let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. So that's definitely purple. What about arrows facing in the same direction? Yes, okay, so this square, whatever this square is, which could be blue, unfortunately, probably it could be blue, but whatever that is, this is clearly in the same region as it, and then this must also be that colour, so these three are in the same region, and that's a 2 or a 3, and that's a 3 or a 4. No, 2 or a 3, what are you talking about? That's not 2 or 3. No, 1 or 2, that is. Hang on. Hang on. You... Right. Okay, I was just thinking about that then. I was thinking, hang on. What am I going to do with 1 in the... Yeah, what are we going to do with 1? There's a region in the puzzle that has size 1. That can't have an arrow in it. Because the only thing you could include, the only factor of 1 that exists, to my knowledge, is 1. But if you put a 1 on an arrow, that would say that this cell was in the region with the 1, and therefore it wouldn't be a 1-size region. But surely that's the same with any number. Yeah. This is a huge point. This is a huge point, because what that means... It's a beautiful point. Look, so let's imagine this is in a region of size 2. Well, that's saying these 2 cells are in the region with the size with the 2. Well, that's impossible because it would be a size 3 region. So what that's telling us is that actually on arrows you can never put the region size of the region that the arrow is in. So imagine the region was size 10. No, a 10's too big. This grid's too small. Let's say it was a size 6 region. A size 6 region, and we put it there. If we put a size 6 region here, could we put a 6 in the region on the arrow? No, because the 6 is immediately saying that those 6 cells beneath it are in this region, and that makes it size 7. So that means that so we found 35 factors as the maximum possible, but I included in all of those, I included that 1 was a factor in the 1-size region, that 11 was a factor in the 11-size region, and that's nonsense. So we're going to have to reduce the 35 by 12, because the 12-size region can't have a 12 in it, the 11-size region can't have an 11 in it, the 10-size region can't have a 10 in it, etc. And that gets me to 23, which is the number we first thought of. That is the count of the arrows. So every every factor is used. There are 12 ones in the puzzle on arrows. No, that's not true. That's not true. There are 11 because 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 in the one size region we can't use a 1. So yeah, okay. So there's 11 ones on arrows. There are 5 2s on arrows because although 2 is a factor of itself, it doesn't count because we can't use it in that region. There are 3 3s, 2 4s, 1 5, which will be in the region of size 10, 1 6, and that's it. And hopefully whatever I just said adds up to 23. In fact, I've got to check that now. 11, 16, what did I say then? 3, yeah, 16, 19, 2 for the 4s, 21, a 5 and a 6, 23. That's right. Okay, so now what on earth does that mean? Well, that must mean so in the biggest region, which is the 12 region, there is no 12. There is 6, there is 4, there is 3, there is 2, and there is 1. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. There are 5 factors in the 12 size region. So there are 5 arrows in the 12 size region. And well, I'm just wondering about that because like, if this was in the 12 size region, you have to put a 6 in it, don't you? There can't be many of these arrows that can be 6. Well, no, there are. There are some, but that doesn't work, does it? Because if you have a 6 there, that staircase you've built is 7 long. And you can't make a region on a... well, I mean, what I'm seeing there is that if I build that into a staircase by connecting it up orthogonally, then surely it's 13 long. Because it's going to be 7 steps, and then the sort of support that acts like that. So you're going to be 13... and 13 is bigger than 12. That's right, isn't it? 1, 2. So I have to go 6 more. That's the 7th step. Join them up, because I've got to create a region. So nothing diagonal can take the 6 factor. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to work out which of these arrows could possibly have a 6 in it. Maybe that one can. And then let's make those red. Oh no, what we'll do is we'll ring them. That one could, that can't, that could. Can't have a diagonal one. Can't have a diagonal one. Oh, that one looks interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, that doesn't work. Because that would be saying that green and purple were in the same region, so that doesn't work actually. Not many of these are going to work. Oh, bobbins, there's one down here that works. Oh, okay. I thought we were only going to have 3 to look at, but now I've got 4. Okay. So one of these circles is a 6. And what that is going to mean is that is part of a region of size 12 that has 5 arrows in total in it, and those arrows need to contain 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, So let's start with this one. That clearly then would be green, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of these would be green. So we'd be up to a count of 9 straight away. That arrow would have to contain a number. That number could not be 3. Sorry, well, I don't think it could be 3, could it? Because we couldn't include all of those squares. No, so I think that would have to be 2. That would have to be 3. And where does the 4 arrow go in that instance? So if this was 6... Actually, a 4 arrow is horrible, because the 4 arrow extends 5 cells, doesn't it? It creates a string of 5 within the region. So, I mean, if we made that a 4, then all of those squares turn green. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need something that overlaps with at least 2 of these cells. I don't think that... Oh, that one maybe. No, because then I'd have to connect it as well. Anything diagonal's horrible because you're creating staircases, and staircases need diagonal, need underpinning. So that costs 5 cells to do that. Actually, that doesn't work, does it? No, it really doesn't. It doesn't even get close. This is not right. That's too difficult to achieve. So that one, I'm going to take out the right. What about this one? But this could also be green. We're going to have to bear that in mind. So let's make that light green just while we think about it. So 7 straight away. It's quite complicated, isn't it? Because, well, this square can't be too big, because we can't connect it to purple without making this too big. So this is going to be a 1 or a 2. This is going to be actually, hang on a minute. How am I going to make these different? This is weird. This might stop this straight away. I need to make this one 3, I think. Let me just see. Can I make that 3? If I make that 3, all of those... No, I can't, because I get an automatic checkerboard. I can't do it. So this has to be a 1 or a 2. And now, one of these... Let's say that's 2 and that's 1. But it's impossible. I've created a paradox in the puzzle, I think. Because that's really beautiful. So what I'm saying is it doesn't matter which of these is 2. It will break the 1. Because let's imagine this is 2 and this is 1. Well, the 1 is saying this is lime green. The 2 is saying those 2 are lime green. So this shouldn't be a 1. It should be a 2. And if this is a 1 and this is a 2, these are both lime green. That's lime green because of the 1. And then that one should be a 2 again. Doesn't work. So this is out for a very peculiar reason. Yeah. And the only way that wouldn't be true is if we could join this to purple, which we can't because it would be much bigger than 12 cells. Right, let's try this one. So this one might be able... Well, 1, 2, 3, 4... No, it couldn't join blue. So it would be those. Let's make that red. Oh, that's an interesting cell, look. Because that could be the 4. Oh, this one's very interesting. So we could put 6 here. Then this would be a 4 and deal with the 4 factor. And then that could be anything, really. Maybe that one joins in as well. Oh, and that one could join in. Oh, this looks very good. This looks very good. Okay, what we'll try instead of that one is we'll try and disprove this one, I think. Because if this one's disprovable quickly, then we can work harder on understand, because that one looks so nice with the 4 bouncing back at it. I mean, yeah, I can almost see that this one is impossible immediately, because I don't see how you can possibly put a 4 in it. I need a 4 on an arrow, so let's extend it. It's obviously going to be lime green, so all of those are lime green. That's a 6. These can't be 4. So I have to have an arrow that is in this region that's not that one, because that wouldn't be a 6 then. Maybe that actually. I hadn't seen that one. But I think that's too many, isn't it? 4. No, that's too many. Because you're going to have at least these. It's going to have to look at least like that. And that's added way too many cells up. So it can't be that one. No, that doesn't work. It's not even close to working, actually. So this is a 6. This is a 6. Let's get rid of the circle. This is a region of size. So let's put something in that's going to be a beautiful colour there. We'll make that grey. So this is a 4. This must be a 1, 2, or a 3. And we've got to put 3 more arrows into this region so that it works. Well, that square must be grey, because it can't be anything else. It immediately bumps into grey. So this square, that square is 1 or 2, because it can't extend down here without creating a checkerboard. So if that was 3, 1, 2, 3, does the region get too large? We'd have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's too many, because to connect the staircase would cost us too many. So the problem I've got here is to get a 3 in. Can that be a 3? Oh, that could be a 3. Oh, that could be a 3. Oh, goodness. Okay, actually, no, I don't think I've got too much of a problem here. I think there's all sorts of opportunities. There, 1, 2, 3, looks really good, doesn't it? Here, that looks very natural. Here, also, I don't know, goodness me, okay. So, sorry, I don't know how we're going to... Maybe we've got to do other regions before we can say more about how this one grows out. Oh, well, blue must connect, so I'm going to make that blue. So if that was blue, it would be a 2, because it couldn't repeat the 1. That green's got to get out. So, how on earth... Oh, so this is green now. Oh, that's quite cool. Well, what? Yes, what number's this? It can't be. It can't bump green into grey. So so that's a 2 or a 3, and we've got a 2-3 pair now. In. Oh yeah. Okay. So if you've got a 2 and a 3 in a region, then obviously the factor of the total size, that has to be a 6 region, I think. Is that right? That's really rather pretty if that's right. Because if a region contains 1, 2, and 3 as its non-trivial factors, in the sense that obviously 1, 2, and 3 are factors of 6, but we know that this can't be in the region. Well, it could be in the region of size 6, but only if that region didn't have a 6 on an arrow. And it could be in the 12 region, but we know that the 12 region is the grey region. What other region could it be in? It can't be in the 3 region. That's the point. No. It can't be in the 9 region. No, it's fine. So this is in the 6 region, and one of these squares is therefore... one of those squares is the connector that connects this up. Ah, but it's not that one. Oh, this arrow's... This is a brilliant puzzle. It's not this one. Because if that was green, that would be green, and this region would be bigger. It would be size 7. So that is not green, that's green. And that is a region of size 6. So actually, look, we should do delineation, shouldn't we? I don't need much of an excuse to do it. That's true. Let's do the side of the grid there. That's true. That's true. Oh, actually, is that true? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether blue and lime green can be the same, so I better not do that. Yeah, okay, that seems fair. So these two squares are in the same region. Actually, what's going on up there? They're in the same region, so I've got to connect them up. But if they bump, so this is a 1 by dint of sort of size, but this can't now be in this region, because it would also be a 1. So there is a boundary here. So this is a very peculiar thing, actually. What is the size of this orange region? That's quite a good question. And the reason I'm wondering is that, remember, well, here's the question, I think. Is this a size 3 region? In the size 3 region, the only arrow we're going to see is an arrow with a 1 on it, because we can't have an arrow on a 3 on it, because that's impossible under the way the rules work. That's something we've proved. So this could be a size 3 region. That's fine. But then what size is this region? Or how do we split it up? And you might say, oh, well, yeah, you could split that up into the 1 region and the 2 region. You could, except that in the 2 region, the 1 needs an arrow. And there is no possibility of that. So this is not a size 3 region. It can't be a size 4 region, because 2 is a factor that needs to appear on an arrow in the size 4 region. So it's in a prime it's in a prime, which is 5, isn't it? It's a 5 size region, and this square is left over, and that square is I don't know what we're going to call it. What colour? We'll make it, oh no, we won't make it red. That's a terrible, terrible choice. We'll make it yellow. That is the region of size 1, which does not have an arrow in it, because if we put a 1 in it, you know, it would extend the region. So that is on its own, and it definitely doesn't have a number in it. So now, this is so brilliant. So now, does that help with anything? No. It's finding the region of size 1. That must be a 1. Oh no, that's not true, because that could be joining to this region. That's total nonsense what I just said. So we found the size 6 region. Oh, and I can fill it in. I can fill in the numbers. Not that the numbers actually help very much in the puzzle. Okay. So what are the other interestingly sized regions? 5 must appear as a factor in the 10 size region. I mean, you might say, why aren't you looking at the 11 size region? Well, the problem is 11 is prime, so it's the only number we're going to see in the 11 size region is the number 1, and of course that doesn't tell us much about the geometry. 5 is a much more powerful factor in the 10 size region, I think. Yeah, I mean, that is an immediately interesting question. Which of these arrows could possibly be which of these arrows is a 5? That is the question. And in fact, the answer is now obvious now I've asked the question. Because the answer, I think, is only one of them could even conceivably be a 5. Because effectively, of course, a 5 in an arrow means there's a line of 6. It's this, isn't it? I don't think anything else can even be considered as possible. So what I'm saying then is that all those are lime green, and that is a 5. And that can't be a region of size 1, because we've just found the only region in the puzzle of size 1, so that must be green. So now this region, which we know is of size 10, has 9 cells in it. Maybe that one could be the 10th. Oh no, this is wrong. No, it's not wrong. No, that is right. I was suddenly thinking I've got the wrong number of factors in the region, but I don't, because the factors that should appear in the region of size 10 are 5, 2 and 1, and that's what would be appearing. So that's actually telling us that this doesn't bump into this, but we already knew that once we knew this was the size 10 region. So, okay, so we can't extend this into an arrow cell, so that's impossible. We know that that's bordering it. Okay, so we can't... This must be a 1. Because... Oh, is that true? No, that's not true. I keep forgetting I need a 3 factor in the grey. Sorry. Oh, goodness. I've got to be careful with that. Those two. That can't be lime green. It would make lime green too big. That is a 1. These are in the same region. And that is a new region. Oh no, I've already used that colour. I'll make it red. Okay, so this is a new region. Now. That's in the grey region, so that's grey. But now my blue regions become a bit more penned in. Now, so if it gets that one, then this region is going over there and has to be quite a big region. My hackles are raised at that thought though. So we'd have to, this would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the size, okay, the size 8 region, the factors of 8 that are going to appear on arrows are 1, 2 and 4. So there does need to be a 4 arrow in the 8 size region. Where is the 4 arrow in this puzzle? Is that have to be here? This is such a brilliant puzzle, you know. It really is. Because once you ask the right questions, the answers are just there, sitting before you. I cannot see another arrow in this puzzle that could contain a 4, other than that one. I mean, obviously I could make that a 4, but it's going to bump it straight into grey, and that can't be true. This can't be a 4 because it would bump into grey again. So that's the only place that can be a 4, which bumps it into purple. Means all those are purple. This is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one more cell though, which is typical. Let's. Okay. What that is doing is it's stopping. No, it's not. No, it's not. I was going to say it was going to stop that one being a 3, but it's not. Okay. Oh dear, sorry. But this region. Oh, see, yes, this is probably. I think this one might be grey. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If this was 3. So I've still got 3 options for where the 3 lives in the 12 region. That one, and that one. But if it was this one, that would be a 2, because that would be a 1. Let me just count up whether I get too big there. So I'd have to connect this up. So let's do it as efficiently as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's too big. This one is not a candidate for the 3 because it introduces too many cells. If that one was the 3, in fact that is a 1 now, isn't it? So that is a 2. So maybe that's I hadn't spotted this. So actually it was this square, not this square, I should have looked at when I got that this was purple. Because now we're up to 4, 9, 10, and one of these has to be the 11 to connect this grey up. So yes, so if that was the 3, that would take 2. That would put 2 more grey cells into a region of size 12, and it's too big. I'm just going to double check that. 9, 10. One of these 11. Yeah, that's not it. So this is the 3. This is the 3. Both of these are grey. And now, now it is of size 12, and that is absolutely perfect. That's what we were looking for. So we can fill that in. That's been forced. That's going to have to either be red or purple. Now, okay. Look at all these. All of these are what? Both of those are 1s. So they're not in the same region, which is slightly perplexing. That square is a 1 or a 2. That's a 1, 2 or a 3. That can't be purple. So that is a 1. These two are the same. And okay, so now what's the next most interesting size? What about the 9 cage? The 9 cage the 9 cage needs a 3 in it. That's it. Which of these arrows can be 3? Only that one. So that is 3. All of these are in the same region that are not, therefore, there's not joining to purple, so it must be joining to red. This must be red. This must be red because there are no 1 size regions, and that's perfect. That's done it. Wow. There we go. We can draw that one in. There's no 1 size regions other than that one. So this is the last purple. Okay, I've got left with a region of size 7. That would make sense. 7 is prime, so the only factor that should be on an arrow in its region is a 1. So that feels like, yeah, I mean, every other region does have at least 1 arrow in it, but the only one that has no arrows in it is that one up there. So yeah, that must be a 7 region. Oh, my green region needed an extra cell, and that's now forced to be here. So that's completed my size 10 region. Now, okay, so let's just do a quick audit. We haven't found the size 2 region. We haven't found the size 3 region. We haven't found the size 4 region. We have found the 5. We found the 6. We found the 7. We found the 8, 9. Oh, we haven't found the 11. 10. So 1, 2, 3. No, we found the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 11. So, well, this can't be. If you think about the factors we've got left to play with, the 2, one of these is the 2 that's necessary for the 4 region. But if we made that the 2, if we make this blue, it's a 2, and it's not a size 4 region. So this is the size 3 region. Now, the size 4 region has 2 arrows in it. It has a 1 and a 2. So that must be here, mustn't it? These are both in the size 4 region, which means that's definitely in. So this is definitely the 2. So this is definitely the 1, and that extends it there, and that finishes the size 4 region. So I've got to make the last 2 an 11 region and a 2 region. But that one and that one are in this. Oh, so this can't be the 2. because you can't, that can't be a size 2 region, because you'd have to connect those two cells together, and that's going to make the 2 a size 3 region. So this is the size 2 region. That finishes it, just extending that like that. Boom. And that, if we've got a size 11 region left, that is correct. 6 and is. That is absolutely brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. What a beautiful puzzle. I'm just going to do some shading or line drawing so it looks like I know what I'm doing, even when I haven't got a clue. There we go. That's it. Solved. Brilliant. Brilliant, Lizzie01. Really interesting. Let's just click tick. Oh. Okay, puzzle doesn't include solution. Oh, okay, look what it's trying to check Sudoku, because it lit up 2 1s as being in the same column, and it said they were wrong. Right, okay, so what I'll try and find a way. I'll mess about afterwards and try and find a way to so people can check their solutions. Perhaps if people just enter in, is there any moral hazard with just entering the numbers? Do we need the delineation as well? Maybe you do, because in the 1 size region, I don't know actually. I'm going to have to give that some thought as to what's the best way for checking the solution. I don't know, but I do know I love that puzzle. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it and whether you enjoyed it, and whether you want to see more, well, not more necessarily, but these pencil puzzles continuing to appear on Saturday evenings. We'd love to know. I hope that you do like them, but we will be guided by you guys, of course. Yeah, enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. We'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.